Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, on this channel, I make a lot of Call of Duty videos talking about things multiplayer, Warzone, Battle Royale, everything in between. But one thing that we focus on probably more than anything else is the overall story of Call of Duty through Modern Warfare and, of course, Black Ops. And with the recent announcement of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, we've been diving into the story more than ever, and today, something big happened. Today, Treyarch put out a tweet saying, all week long, we'll be diving into the origins and secret histories of the characters in the Black Ops Cold Wars campaign with our friends at Raven Software. First up, the Black Ops history of Alex Mason. Now, if you know anything about my channel, this is exactly what we do. We take an individual character, break down their entire backstory, and in fact, I have a full video on the full story of Alex Mason. However, in the information that they put out today, they have added to Alex Mason's story. So what I thought we would do today is go over the story that they provided us in this article, talk about that, and then discuss everything new that we know about Alex Mason in Black Ops Cold War. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the return of Alex Mason. Alex Mason's story begins on June 3rd, 1933, as he was born in Fairbanks, Alaska. He grew up alongside his father, who was a World War II veteran who got a Purple Heart during the Battle of Macon. This was actually a battle that was shown as the first mission during Call of Duty World at War. At the age of 20, Alex Mason became the youngest ever winner of the Wimbledon Cup, essentially a shooting competition, and around that time joined the US Marine Corps. And from here, we dive into the beginning of Black Ops 1.
Wake up. Wake up.
Where am I? Where's Reznov?
You will answer our questions. Do you understand?
So what's interesting about Black Ops 1's story is that this scene that you're watching here in the interrogation room is actually at the end of the campaign. And this is actually taking place in the year 1968. However, the Black Ops 1 story begins on April 17th, 1961 in an operation called Operation 40. At this time, Mason was a part of the Special Activities Division within the CIA. Now, at this time, Woods, Mason, and Bowman arrive in Cuba with one job: the assassination of Fidel Castro. Now, at this exact same time, the Bay of Pigs invasion was currently going on, and essentially they were using that as a distraction to sneak into Fidel Castro's compound. Now, when all seems to be going well and you actually do assassinate him, you find out that it wasn't really him. It was an imposter, and then you and the crew try to escape, but unfortunately, Alex Mason ends up being captured and taken to Vorkuta prison. 2 years later, on October 6, 1963, with the help of his new friend who he met in Vorkuta, Reznov, Mason sets in plan a motion to escape the prison, and that is exactly what they do. Mason ends up getting away on a passing by train, whereas Reznov kind of drives off into the distance, and you never actually see what happens to him. Now, at this point, Mason has been brainwashed inside Vorkuta prison and is given the handler, Jason Hudson, meets with President John F. Kennedy, and so begins Operation Flashpoint. Shortly after this, on November 17th, 1963, Woods, Brooks, Bowman, and of course Mason infiltrate the Soviet Cosmodrome in Bangkur, Kazakhstan. And at this time, they basically have two missions, the first of which was to get intel on Dragovich, and on top of that, rescue a teammate named Gregory Weaver. They actually managed to accomplish both of these tasks, with Weaver only losing an eye, or I guess minus an eye. Fast forward 5 years to the year 1968. At this point, Mason joined the Studies and Observation Group, the SOG unit within the CIA. Their job is to get intelligence in Laos and Cambodia, and at this time, they find out about the existence of a chemical weapon called Nova 6, originally created by Dr. Frederick Steiner. Now, after they find out all of this information and escape from Laos, their next move is to go to Rebirth Island to stop Frederick Steiner. And, well, we all know what happens once Mason gets there.
Stop him now! Damn, it's bulletproof! Mason, what are you doing? We need him alive! Stand down! Stand down!
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my
Revenge! Mason, no! He's dead.
What about Reznov, the defector? We need to find him.
We won't. He was never here. I didn't believe it till I saw it with my own eyes. What did they do to you in Vorkuta, Mason?
Now, we do know what they did to him in Vorkuta. They kind of brainwashed him, put this number sequence inside of his head, and were able to control him doing so. And kind of when Mason cracks is when he kills Steiner. Now, at this point, Mason is taken hostage by the CIA and kind of interrogated to figure out what these numbers mean and where they can lead them. Now, by the end of the game, Hudson ends up making Mason crack, and they finally figure out what exactly this is. It brings them to the Rusalka, the location where they were going to launch the deadly Nova 6 gas. And when they get there, the two of them are able to take down Dragovich and stop the launch of the Nova 6 gas. Fast forward 13 years later to January 8th, 1981. This is where Black Ops Cold War picks up. Mason receives an unexpected phone call from Hudson, who wants to get the old team back together. If Mason will return as a CIA operative, he's to immediately report to Amsterdam to rendezvous with his former partner, Sergeant Frank Woods, along with the mysterious operative Russell Adler, who is the new character in Black Ops Cold War. As it turns out, a covert mission to end the Iran hostage crisis would end up revealing a far greater threat. So here's what's crazy about this. As you can see by the image, the Iran hostage crisis was a real-world event, a standoff between the United States and Iran where 52 American diplomats and citizens were held hostage for 444 days, which ended on January 20th, 1981, 12 days after the call between Mason and Hudson. So seemingly, this is going to be one of the early missions within Black Ops Cold War, stopping the Iran hostage crisis. And then this will probably lead to something dealing with Perseus, and that is how Black Ops Cold War will ensue. Now, there is one thing that I wanted to point out. Seemingly, based off of all of the information they gave us here, they want us to think that Mason kind of stopped working with the CIA right after the events of Black Ops 1. However, there is another Black Ops game known as Black Ops Declassified, which just so happens to have missions that go all the way up to the year 1979, in other words, 2 years before Black Ops Cold War, which was also the same year that David Mason, his son, was born. And I would be willing to guess that this is when he left the CIA, not in the year 1971 at the end of Black Ops 1. So just keep that in mind, that there were some missions in between that time with Hudson, Mason, and Woods all working together on. Now, it's also important to note that at the beginning of Black Ops 2, which takes place in the year 1986, Alex Mason was once again retired from the CIA. And we don't know why. Obviously, he comes back in 1981, and by 5 years later, he was once again retired. Maybe we'll get some answers within Black Ops Cold War, but as of right now, that is a mystery we don't yet have solved. So this is the website that Treyarch put out today, going over Alex Mason's entire story and where it's going moving forward. I went over several plot points that aren't on this little article, but if you want to check it out, as always, I'll have it linked down in the description. But what's interesting to me is if we go to the very bottom of this article and have a read of what it says. It says, Mason's story continues on November 13th when Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War launches around the globe. Check in tomorrow as we dive into the personnel files of the one and only Master Sergeant Frank Woods. So, it appears as though throughout the week we are going to be able to look at more and more characters' stories, and I'm wondering if they put in some of the new characters like Russell Adler. And of course, as this happens, I will keep you guys updated. If you guys want me to continue these breakdowns of previous characters' stories, the ones that are returning to the game, all you got to do to show me is hit the like button on this video. And of course, whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified if you have hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. And we're getting closer and closer to 1 million subs. If you want to be a part of it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, let me know what you think of Alex's story down in the comments. Personally, I think it's one of the best Call of Duty stories of all time. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are real.